James Vinhouse, and I'm the Director of Fine Arts at the Flint Hill School. Welcome to the 2021 Fine Arts Awards. There's a saying in education that if you do something once, it's new. If you do it twice, it's a tradition. So, in keeping with the long-standing tradition that was established a year ago today, tonight's Fine Arts Awards video will be in the format of interviews. You'll hear the teachers talking to the students and the students to their teachers about what they love about arts classes at Flint Hill School. So sit back and relax and enjoy these videos. They are from student to teacher, from mentor to mentee, and more importantly, from artist to artist. Enjoy.
I'm curious about how you're feeling in your ceramic practice this year.
Even at the beginning of quarantine, I didn't really think I would be that serious into ceramics, but through quarantine, it kind of created, even before when we were at school, it kind of created an escape for me. I could just put in my earbuds, or I'd come down to the basement and just work for hours, and no one would really interrupt me, and that was something that I really valued in ceramics. And
I wonder when that moment was for you, when you really felt or which project developed for you that brought you in and connected you with this long term.
When I first figured out that it was kind of an escape, it was after school one day, and I was on the wheel, and I think I had the studio to myself, and you had left early, and I think I was there for 2 hours or so, and the time just flew by. It felt like it was 10 minutes, and that kind of made me realize I like this.
I also want to honor you today and say you're being given an Emerging Art in Ceramics Award.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations. So I appreciate all that you do and all that you give, and I just can't wait to continue this journey with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
For next year too.
Me too. I'm so excited. Yes, we're going to have to get out and fire more.
Kyle, I'm happy to announce that I have selected you to be the recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award. So the first question I have for you is, what made you choose trombone, and why did you choose band?
Well, I was initially actually going to choose the clarinet because I was familiar with the recorder from 3rd and 4th grade. But when I went to try out all the instruments after school in the band room, I found moving the trombone slide a lot more fun than the other instruments with different fingerings. I guess that's kind of a trivial reason now, but I'm still happy with the decision I made back then.
It's not a trivial decision at all. It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Who doesn't want to make the gliss sounds, That's awesome, man. What made you choose band?
I found having so many different instruments in one group a lot more interesting than some of the other options that I had. And once I started playing with the band, I started to like it a lot more, so I stuck with it in later years.
What's some of the favorite memories that you have from being in band?
Our sham in high school. It's definitely chaotic at times, as you probably know, but it's probably the most rewarding experience of all the performances we have in the band.
You've carried yourself wonderfully through this program, and you are a fantastic young man, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. And but I'm, like I said, I'm very proud to be able to offer this award to you.
Thank you.
I'm wondering what favorite projects you had over the year, and if you might talk about a project or two that you really enjoyed and why.
There's a project I remember very vividly from Foundations, which was our Heidik project. Heidik is this sort of surrealist artist, and we had the task of kind of depicting a current event while also using his style in our work. And I just remember it very vividly because it was one of the first times I really felt satisfaction kind of with the end of my work. And one of my favorite parts of that project was just kind of trying to infuse it with my own sense of creativity while also combining that with this baseline of Heideg's artistic style.
Your work consistently is exemplary. And I also want you to know that creating that kind of exemplary, high quality work, as well as a commitment to the further study of digital art, are criteria for the selection of the Emerging Artist in Digital Arts Award. And it is my pleasure today to announce to you that you are this year's recipient. Yay!
Thank
And
you.
You are really welcome. Congratulations, Cooper. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, that's exciting to say the least.
I would like to give you this year what's called the Director's Award for Theater.
Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome, but thank you so much. So what are some of the things that you've enjoyed about being in the plays?
Definitely say just the sense of community on opening night. Like when we spend those moments before we go out and we talk to sort of, not necessarily game plan, but we just sort of like get each other hyped for the show. Just feeling that connection with everyone. That's my most enjoyed part.
And this year too, doing the show online, but you dug into your parts and you were really great to work with. And it seemed like you really, even though you weren't never in the same place as your scene partners, that you were able to kind of connect with them. Did you feel that way?
Most definitely. It's an emotional type deal going into that character because you sort of just kind of like put yourself into that. So when you're in that space, and you can tell your partners in that space as well, you're connecting on the level that the actual characters are connecting. So it's a really interconnected experience in general. It's really nice to feel that.
Can you tell me any highlights about either this year or the art program that you have discovered in your time at Flint Hill?
The best thing about the way Flint Hill teaches art is that they really allow it to be like a self-discovering process.
Did you have a project that stood out to you this year that you really either were challenged by, surprised by, that you really loved and you could see doing more of?
I liked the distortion reflection thing that we did in the beginning of the year, but I also really liked the animation.
What do you feel is the most important lesson you learned this year in art class?
I think I would say to not be afraid of starting things, because especially with the portrait that we did, the oil painting portrait, I was really scared. So I think the only way that I can create good art is when I'm enjoying myself. So,
and this year I would like to award the Emerging Artist Award to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You work so hard and you're such a great team player. You're a great collaborator with your classmates. You're supportive, you're kind, you're compassionate. You're just an all-around awesome Husky. And I'm so proud of how you work through your artwork, and you inspire me, and you bring a lot of joy to every class. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Congratulations, Sophie, on winning our choreography award. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
So I have a couple questions for you. What was it like this year choreographing during our, social distancing?
It was really difficult trying to choreograph with not everyone with me. It's hard to envision, what I envision is much different what the outcome is coming.
Well, how about teaching it? So, you were choreographing at home, which a lot of times we choreograph alone.
Yeah.
But then, going back and teaching, what was it like to teach to your class?
I loved teaching. I found out that I actually like it a lot. I didn't know, but it was hard for people to understand what I was trying to get them to do, because with the camera, it's like opposite of what I'm doing. So it was really hard to like get them to do exactly what I envisioned. But it did work out eventually with like a lot of practice.
Good. And what was your favorite part of this year? It could be either the choreography or performances or preparing for either our Nutcracker or Arts Jam.
My favorite part, well, I liked seeing like the final like product of the Nutcracker. I haven't gotten to see my final project yet, but I think it was really cool to see like the ending thing.
Yeah, to see the whole thing put together.
It was still a cool experience, and I've learned that like I do like want to choreograph more in college.
Well, I think you'll be really happy in college and getting a chance to choreograph and dance.
I am here to announce that you are the recipient of the Excellence in Graphic Design Award. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder if you might just talk about a couple of projects that have been important to you, or that you'll remember.
I think I do want to talk about the what's it called, music festival project, because that was something that I had seen on the halls of past design students, and like going in freshman year, that was like a landmark in the future for me. But when I finally reached that project and I saw what I was able to create and combine my own writing, play with type, play in Illustrator, play in Photoshop, and see that come together in the Graphic Design 1 class, that was really exciting for me. And to be able to have other students just tell me that my work is really cool, especially older students that I looked up to in the program, that was really exciting for me to feel like okay, like I've done this, like I've made it.
You've been such an important part of the film program. It continues to be so fun to see you on set and working hard. It is like where you belong,
Yeah, and I'm really glad. I mean, it was really a happy accident that I did end up in the film class. And I'm glad that I went in there through the lens of digital art and graphic design. That to me, it was about the design, like set design, and really creating something from scratch, like you would do if you opened up a blank Photoshop document.
You're leaving the program in a better place than it was when you got here. So thank you for all that you've done.
And thank you for enduring my presence for so much time.
The word emerge means becoming apparent or prominent. The Emerging Artist Award acknowledges a student's apparent dedication to development or developing on their craft, leadership qualities, and is a well-rounded percussionist, enjoys challenges, invests in their personal development and the program. Zach, you not only meet these requirements, but you exceed these requirements. Your maturity, thoughtfulness, dedication has had a significant impact on the entire percussion program. Throughout this year, you have shared not only your skills on marimba, timpani, but your insight and critical thinking during our discussion is admirable. Zach, the future of the Flint Hill Percussion Program will continue to benefit from your contributions. Zach Bowles, please accept this year's Emerging Artist Award. Congrats, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, anything you want to say?
Thanks a lot. We'll see what I can do next year.
I know you don't talk a lot, but I really appreciate your words and your thought when we were there live, and for the rest of the year, your preparation. I mean, you're in a really good place. The sky's the limit for you, whatever you want to do. You like to say, Ed? Is that it?
I think that's about it.
Congrats. You can smile. Congrats. Everybody doesn't get these awards. Good job. Okay.
So, you know, in ceramics, we have these conversations quite a bit. What our clay stories are, and we identify what moment it was for each of us and how we came to our ceramic practice. What is it about clay that brings you here? What is it about clay that brings you back to this practice?
I like the 3D nature, and I think it really started when I was like in middle school. We did some work with clay there, and I really enjoyed that in my art class then. So when I was looking at schools to go to for high school, I was definitely looking for something with clay.
Yeah.
And so I tried out a few that had clay, but I really liked this one. So I wanted to definitely work with clay.
Well, we're just so happy. We're so happy you're here. And I love the collaboration that you have going with your classmate, as well as the other media and the other art courses you're taking in our visual art program. You are being awarded the Emerging Art Award in Ceramics.
Really?
Surprise.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for all that you do for our art programs. And thank you for pushing yourself to grow and excel. And I can't wait to see, you know, how our story continues here at Flint Hill School.
So, Garrett, it is my pleasure to award you with the Director's Award. This award is given to students who have shown the most amount of passion, dedication, and growth as a musician and contributor to the jazz ensemble. And I think that this is definitely, without a doubt, sums up you and what you've done for our ensemble. You've been a consistent and very powerful ally and motivator and inspiring character within the group. What made you choose your instrument, and what made you choose band?
Well, I actually started playing the trumpet, but after a winter concert where I saw all the upper schoolers playing the drum set, I had to do it. So I begged you and I started playing percussion. And then luckily in 8th grade, I played my first song on the drum set.
What's had you come back every year?
Well, I have friends in the band, that helps. And it's one of the most fun classes I've ever taken. Being able to play music that I like to play during school, it's awesome. And I'm very happy that I took it all 8 years.
You've been one of the students that I think students come back to band to be with. And I think that, you know, that level of leadership and I guess the word is camaraderie that you create is extremely important. Well, congratulations. Again, this is my honor to award this to you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. You too.
This is actually a secret ploy to get you here so that I can tell you that you are the winner of the Excellence in New Media Award.
Oh, really? Did not expect that. Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me, I would like it if you would just take a moment to kind of talk about anything that sort of stands out to you as being kind of significant.
Sure. Nutcracker, totally different type of project than I do.
So a bit of a departure.
Yeah. You know, maybe not things that you would necessarily do in your own time, and you get to kind of step out of your box for a little bit and kind of help people find
what you did for that. Like, I'm going to say credit is on you for saying, like, this is going to be more than just a green screen movie. Like, we can make it a film. We can do special effects. And you pushed me. I was like, I just think that's crazy. Like, I think that's too much. And you like led that charge. You encouraged us to like get the probe lens and try new things, and just like dig in a little deeper. And that like you energized the whole project. And I totally appreciate that. And then you also took on the role of like helping us on the tech side, like really led the charge and helping like Morgan and Bennett, like, you know, figure out how to do stuff. And you brought them right up to speed, and it was amazing to watch.
Yeah, and I think that's thank you. And I think that's also been something I've been excited about too is we've kind of at least started to push the technological boundaries on things for what's possible in high school, and just in general. And I look to do that for myself. So it's been kind of fun to see it on a grander scale, because I think once you start doing that, that's when you can start creating some insanely cool things.
Well, and just as I've said to you all before, you guys are my future guest speakers. I know this. I know you're on a really amazingly specific trajectory, right? You know where you want to go. You're driven. You've got all the talent. I think you're off to do amazing things. So I just want to congratulate you and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Caroline, it's my honor to be able to award you the Director's Award. It's basically an award that recognizes students, the student in the band program, in the symphonic band, who has shown the most amount of growth, dedication, spirit towards the ensemble, and I think that you fit that bill quite perfectly. Have you had to make any kind of difficult decisions for classes or anything, or are you one of the lucky ones where it actually kind of worked out for you?
No, I've had to not take certain classes because of band, being a regular because of honors, or just not take as many APs. But I think there's something important in taking a music class that you're not going to get in just taking another science or another language or something like that. So I've kind of prioritized that music is still a part of my life, because who cares what colleges want to see, because I'm doing what I want to do.
Being in the program for 8 years, I'm sure you have some memories. What are some of your favorite memories from being in band?
I think like any other fine arts student, Arts Jam is just a big memory, because it can be stressful, but the experience of being off campus and being able to see what all the other fine arts groups can do and being able to show off what we can do, put that together for the community is just really gratifying, and it just feels like more of a community at Arts Jam.
So Emma, I wanted to ask you, after your 4 years here, is there a favorite memory, favorite moment, something you'll miss about your time here in Flint Hill Choir?
I think the memory that stands out most to me is Arts Jam sophomore year. So that was the first time I was in choir and major minors, and then we also had a musical performance thing that was happening at the same time. So I was in all these different acts, and I had to change my costume like 100 times, but just the satisfaction of finishing the show and knowing that I'd been in all these ensembles and done a good job was just really amazing. And being in that community and singing with other people is just always the highlight of my experience in choir.
I'm happy to hear that, and so I thank you for that. And because of that, and because of all the different things that you've participated in, this year you're being awarded the National Choral Award, and really that should be more like the National Singing / Performing / Everything Award, because you really have done it all. It's the highest honor for someone who has been performing at the upper school, and your level of participation has just been staggering and is so impressive that you 100% deserve this award and more. So congratulations, and thank you for everything you have brought to the last 4 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma.
Michael, you're receiving this award for being responsible, respectful to all, and for upholding the values of excellence. Congratulations. I feel that this is a very, very well-deserved honor. Congratulations for this.
Thank you. I'm smiling crazily, like under my mask. Thank you. This is, wow, I appreciate it. I really do.
What would you say to students about the orchestra experience that they can look forward to when classes resume normally in the future?
Being optimistic, this isn't going to last forever. We're going to return. We're going to have our instruments that we're going to be able to play, have our concerts like we used to, and it's really important to remember that the work that you put in now and the commitment that you put in early on pays off so much more in the end when you know that you were locked in and when you know that you gave it all that you could day to day. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Congratulations, Ryan. This is really exciting. So I have a couple questions for you. What has it been like to dance virtually this year?
It's definitely been very different from past years, and I think one of the biggest challenges of this year was trying to stay motivated throughout the whole year, because in past years I've always been surrounded by people when I'm dancing, but now this entire year I've been by myself, so just finding that push to keep going.
What is something that has inspired you to keep working even when, you know, you're kind of by yourself?
Something that's inspired me was the opportunities that I have at home with my at-home studio that my grandpa built me a couple years ago. That has definitely kept me motivated during this time, because I have a bar and a mirror and nice floors to dance on, which a lot of other virtual kids don't have. So I'm really grateful for that I have those things, and those are the things that kind of keep me going.
So what has been your favorite part about this year?
My favorite part about this year was that we were able to try different things, especially that we were able to film our Nutcracker and our Arts Jam, and I'm excited to see how Arts Jam turns out. But Nutcracker was really fun on the green screen, and just taking like multiple clips and then watching it all come together. It was just really fun.
That's really cool. What are you looking forward to in your senior year?
Next year, I'm just really looking forward to dancing with other people and not having to dance 6 feet away from people.
The Flint Hill Percussion Program prides itself on acknowledging students that exude excellence in leadership, performance, and academics. The Director's Award is awarded to a student that has demonstrated superior performances in all areas assigned and has had a profound effect and impact on the entire fine arts community. Kate, you have demonstrated a consistent high level of performance, leadership, and mentorship. Your commitment has raised the bar to another level. As a Brody recipient, it is more then clear that you had entire impact on all of the other ensembles. Kate Renner, thank you for your commitment, and please accept this year's Director's Award.
Yeah, thank you.
You have enough trophies on your shelf?
I guess now.
All right. Congratulations, Kate. I appreciate that. And that's just one more for you to put in your memory banks. Okay, anything you want to say? Because
cool. I don't know, I've just really enjoyed percussion for the past 8 years. It's been the highlight of my day whenever I can go into class, and this year it's been especially tough because of Corona, so going in and everything, but I think we've all tried to do our best, including myself, especially being gone. But yeah, it's been really fun.
All right.
Simon, it's my pleasure to award you the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. This award recognizes the student in the jazz ensemble who has demonstrated the most amount of musical growth, and also, in your particular case, is pursuing a career in music. The first question I have for you is, what made you choose guitar, and what drew you to being in the band?
Well, the funny thing is that I think I picked it pretty early on because really early on in my life, my parents would take me to Wiggles concerts, and I really liked the Purple Guy, which was one of the guitarists, and so my dad made me a fake guitar out of wood and used a belt for the strap, and I'd pretend to play it, and then on my 3rd birthday, my uncle got me my first guitar. So ever since then, it was just sitting in my house. So years later, I harassed my parents enough to get me guitar lessons, and since then, I just kind of fell in love with it more and more every year. But now we're here.
And it's funny. I mean, you're going to find that that is a similar story for most musicians. What was it about the jazz band that made you decide that I want to do this, even if I have to make some class sacrifices?
Getting to play music like during my school day was like, for me, it was a good way to start off the day. Like I wasn't going into school like stressed, and it was just nice to come in every day for all 4 years and like be able to play music, especially with my friends. And as more of my friends joined the band, it was even more fun.
What advice would you give a brand new student who's choosing between the 4 groups?
I would absolutely say do a band program, because the concerts are amazing. It's so much fun. Like going to GMU, it's all just so much fun.
It wasn't really till I started to look back on everything that I realized that you were in 7 shows in high school, a huge variety of parts and plays, but you just were always so great to work with. And then this year, especially in Almost Maine, I just was, your performance just took my breath away. You're just so wonderful in it, and so honest and true, and it was just a beautiful performance. So it is my pleasure to give you an award this year as the Theater Artist of the Year.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
And you've played a lot of roles. I wondered if there were some favorites that you had over the years.
Obviously the music and being in the quartet was just amazing. I loved singing with, usually a barbershop quartet is 4 men, but we really adapted the part, and I think that showed. I got to sing like a middle C, like a high C. I was so excited.
Great. Yes, I'm glad I have very fond memories of that show too. So we have one more show, and really looking forward to that. So you've just been just such an enormous asset to the theater program, Emma, and I'm really grateful to you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I will be seeing you soon in rehearsals again. One more time.
One more time.
So this is Natalie Naylor. She has been my choir student since 5th grade, and she's really just been an awesome student, and I've really leaned on her this last year and have appreciated her spirit, her enthusiasm, and her leadership. So Natalie, before I speak anymore, I wanted to ask you to share with us a favorite moment or memory.
I think my most vivid memory is when we went to New York for the first time when I was a freshman. I had never been to New York before, and going with the choir was super fun. And obviously seeing the shows was amazing, but just being in the city, surrounded by people who love to sing.
I was thinking about one of my memories of you, and it goes all the way back to 5th grade, and just seeing you in your little middle school uniform at the edge of your seat, just bursting with energy and so excited to be there, barely able to contain all the things you had to say and share. And just, it's been wonderful watching you grow from that young girl into a lovely young lady, and watching you grow, mature, become more confident and more poised. And you've been wonderful all the way through. And I'm just so proud of the work you've done and the time we've spent together. And you are going to be so missed. So I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be awarding you this year the Director's Award for Choir. You have been a phenomenal member, a soloist, a leader, not just by example, but able to lead in my absence, and someone that I feel like I can rely on all the time. And I'm just so happy that you've stayed the whole time. It's meant the world to me, and I will miss you so much. And you're getting the Director's Award because I really feel like you have been my right-hand woman for a long time. So I thank you for your loyalty and dedication, and all the amazing things you have brought to this program.
Thank you.
Natalie, all the very best to you next year.
Thank you.
George, this year you're receiving the Orchestra Director's Award for your dedication and commitment to our ensemble, as well as for the humanity that you bring to each rehearsal.
Every day for me, well, almost every day, walking into orchestra in the morning was probably the best thing I could have done for myself in the morning. Like it's such a positive place. You're so caring and understanding of everybody in there, and it is very apparent that you really do care how we're feeling, how the mood is, and you're very good at reading that and understanding, like, when we don't have a lot of energy and when we do need some support from you. And I think you have really, one, you've really helped my mornings and got me ready for the day, but two, I think as a person, I try to emulate you and your lovingness and your caringness of everybody. Even when you're like stern with us, I don't think I've ever once in my life seen you be mean or anything. There's not many people like you, Mr. Whitley, and I really love that.
Well, George, everything that you said will stay with me for a long time. I really appreciate that, and it means a lot to me to hear you say those things. What role do you think that music actually plays in your life now?
For me, at least, like, music was just a way of hearing something else that wasn't my parents or wasn't my grandfather. So now it helped me kind of it helped me kind of get out of the house while not actually leaving the house.
What memories do you have of the ensemble that stay with you?
It was when we were in Boston, and we had all gone out to the ice skating place. I didn't know how to skate, but I was out there. I forgot my jacket at home, and so it was middle of February. It's below freezing. We were out at the pond there, and it was snowing. I had a t-shirt and sweatpants on, and we decided to go get ice cream for some reason. So we walked like 2 miles in the snow to go get ice cream, and I was just freezing by the end. And I forget who, but someone let me borrow their jacket on the way back, and I think to me that like embodies what the orchestra is about. It's supporting people and caring for the people playing around you.
The name Vic Firth is synonymous with percussion performance, education, and excellence. Vic Firth was a timpanist with the Boston Symphony Orchestra for several decades. As a member of the PASIC Percussion Hall of Fame and author of several books, he has become the standard for percussion education on all levels. The Flint Hill School Vic Firth Award acknowledges students with an appetite for percussion and affinity for percussion education. Will Plout, your commitment is admirable, and it is my honor to present this year's Vic Firth Award to you.
Thank you very much appreciated. It's been such a great honor to be part of the program. Been in it for now, I think, 7 years, and every step of the way has been enjoyable. And even though you won't be here next year, I know that the program is going to be in a good place for whoever takes the position next. So I'm very excited. It set me up as a musician outside of school. I owe all of my progression to the Flint Hill Percussion program. So thank you very much.
If you had like a solid piece of advice for younger art students at Flint Hill, what would it be?
I think just being open, what's ever given to you, just like try it. Like pick up whatever's in front of you and just see what works. And don't pressure yourself to make things look pretty. Like it's definitely okay to fail, and that's 100% part of the process, and it doesn't need to be like a throwaway piece if you fail.
And it is my esteemed pleasure, Rosie Armeo, to award the Portfolio Award to you. You've had just an extraordinary work ethic. You've created an extraordinary body of work this year for the school to see. So this award comes as a result of an extraordinary amount of hard work. And so I want to thank you for that.
It's such an honor. I should be thanking you for just like always being there for me, even when I'm having my hard days. I feel like I always have a person that's gonna help me out and be my advocate at the end of the day, and I really appreciate that.
I'm just so proud of the work you've created this year, and I can't wait to hang it up next weekend and for everybody in the school to see what you've created.
I'm excited to see it all together. I feel like I haven't seen it all together in one space because I've just been like bringing stuff to and from school. So, well, I really appreciate it. Thank you.